Welcome to the Justin Journal. I am Jeremy Hill. Here at Higher Grounds in Justin with Joe Cokel, a candidate for mayor. We'll dive into his plans, his priorities, and what he hopes to achieve in our city. Plus, we'll learn a little bit about who he is outside of politics. Let's get started.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, real quick. This conversation wouldn't be happening without a few local businesses right here in Justin. Big thanks to the Higher Grounds for letting us use their space after hours. Great coffee, laid back vibe, and now the home of some important local conversations. Shout out to Melinda Miller with Magnolia Realty, a longtime Justin resident helping people buy and sell with real local insight you just can't Google. And Keen Precision Irrigation, because if your sprinkler system isn't keeping up with the Texas weather, they've got you covered. Repairs, upgrades, full installs, all of it. We appreciate the support keeping Justin Journal going. Now, let's get into it.
To start, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what motivated you to run for mayor?
Well, my name's Joe Cokel, obviously. I have been in Justin for 6 years now. I live in Timberbrook. I've been in Texas for 26 years. Well, it'll be 26 years in July. And former Marine, business owner, just kind of, I don't know what else to say. Why did I decide to run? Well, my first thought was I wanted to get into zoning. I've seen what happens in some of these cities that don't zone properly, and it ends up being a fast food and gas station town. And I wanted to try to stop that before it got started. Not that I've got anything against fast food. I love, I grew up on McDonald's, and now the QT is coming also. So I have absolutely no problem with those, but I don't want that to be everything that's here. But once I got into it, the rabbit hole gets deeper, and I started looking at budgets, and I started looking what they're charging us for the budgets, and the taxes that we're paying, I think, is a little much for a town of this size.
What experience have you had serving the city beyond your current role?
Well, I've owned 7 businesses, so I'm used to budgets and working with the public. We owned a couple of tanning salons before. We've owned a kids store before. My wife currently owns 2 med spas. We own a consulting company right now. So I've got experience in building those businesses and running a company, basically.
If elected, what would your top priorities be?
The budget and zoning is what I'm looking at. Trying to work within our means. I don't think we should be running 30% over every year on a budget with a town of 5,700, 6,000 people. I think that's a little extreme. So I'm going to be trying to slow that down a little bit is what my big plan is.
Realistically, what would you hope to accomplish in the next 3 years?
What I would actually try to accomplish is the zoning part of it and bringing in better businesses. I know Chili's and Applebee's are going out of style, but a family restaurant like that would be a nice little addition to Justin. And we've got margaritas and Joe's Pizza and Pasta, and those are great restaurants. But a little something extra would be a bad thing. I was just in the small town of West Columbia, Texas, which is about an hour west of Houston. They've got a town of, I want to say, about 3,900, and they've got an HEB, and they've got a Walmart in that town. Do I want to bring a Walmart to town? No. But the HEB is no bigger than our homeland right now, and I'd like to try to get something like that in here. It's just the type of businesses that we want is what I would focus on as much as the budget.
Looking further ahead, where do you see Justin in the next 5 or 10 years?
Well, you can't stop progress in this town, and I'm not sure that I really want to, but trying to keep Justin as much as I possibly can. I really kind of want to slow things down a little bit. We've grown so fast, so quickly here over the 6 years that I've been here. It's gone crazy. But we've got, what I've understood is 3 bridges coming in the area, coming over the railroad tracks. Along with, the QT is coming into town. Just kind of slowing things down and figuring out the budget before I go into 3 or 4 years down the road. I've I'm in this rabbit hole a little deeper than what I expected at this point in time, but uh, but I'm hoping to catch on quick.
What do you see as the biggest challenge or headwind facing Justin right now and the person who wins this race?
Growth and water is my biggest things that I understand. Are we going to have enough water for all these all these developments coming in to the area? Are we going to have the fire department and the police department, the city infrastructure basically to accommodate the people that we've got coming in here, whether they're paying city taxes or not? They're still, Avery Ranch is not paying city taxes, and I hear more things about their water than anybody else. They've just got a bad water setup, and if they petition, will we annex them? I mean, if they petition us, but there's a lot of small details like that I think are small details with water and infrastructure that I think we need to take care of.
What do you believe is the proper role of local government, and how should taxpayers' dollars be prioritized?
The city is in charge of the municipal place. The streets, are the streets better than what they were 5 years ago? I don't think they are right now. Do we have the water capacity for what I was talking about earlier? And are we going to be a pass-through city, or are we going to be a regular city? I mean, this is everything between Fort Worth and Denton, probably Oklahoma, will be built out before too long. So we have to plan for that ahead of time so that we know what's going to happen, so we're not caught off guard with populations and whatnot.
There's been a discussion around term limits here in Justin. Do you think Justin should consider changes to the mayoral term limits?
I like term limits. I'd like to have it for Congress and the national level as a local, but local level, new blood is always good for the country, whether it's local or national or however you want to do it.
With residents increasingly asking for transparency, what specific changes would you support to ensure that community stays informed?
Oh, for starters, the city council meetings. I know they go into executive meetings at the start of the meeting. I'd like to have the people come out first and have the people tell us what they're looking for. I try to do a better job with televising what we're doing here, also making it known, what our budget is, where we're going to go. They're kind of hiding the budget right now, and I don't like that very much. That's another reason why I'm running now. And I think opening up our council meetings a little bit more, allowing a little more public input is what my main goal is going to be on that one.
The role of city council often requires daytime availability for things like developer meetings, ribbon cuttings, and community events. What does your daytime availability look like?
I'm semi-retired. I'm a disabled vet, so I'm pretty available.
What is your overall approach to staying accessible and maintaining consistent engagement with residents?
I like the people. I want them to come up and talk to me. I want them to know who I am and be able to come up and talk to me anytime they want to. You voted for me, so you ought to be able to tell me what you're looking for.
My understanding is that you have not been a city council member, obviously, within the city of Justin.
Sure.
And you're going straight to mayor. So, from your perspective, instead of going to city council and trying to become a city council member compared to going straight to mayor, what was that decision like, and why was that decision made?
We're running at a pace that's so fast right now with the growth of the city that in 3 years or 6 years or 9 years, I mean, if the budget goes up 30% every year, which it's been going up pretty close to that, it'll be 90% in 3 years, 90% increase. That's a lot of money. We're taxing people out of their houses. So I want to slow that back, and I want to save people. I know that the people who live in, I'm going to call it old Justin because I don't know the better word for it, don't want to lose the old or the small town feel. But people in Timberbrook and people in Tree Line and the Preserve, they came here for cheap land. They got a decent house that didn't cost them an arm and a leg in Keller or North Fort Worth or wherever they were, South Lake. So they're looking for the amenities that are coming with that. And there's going to be some growing pains with this, and whether it's this mayor or the next mayor or two mayors down the road, they've got to be forward looking enough that they understand it's coming. It's going to happen. The growth is going to happen. The progress is going to happen.
On a lighter note, what is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink, Coors Light, Coke, coffee in the morning.
What do you do for fun when not serving the city?
Softball. I play softball. I'm 55 years old, so I don't play as good as I used to, but yeah, I still play softball. And my daughter's barrel racing, so I help her with the horses. And my wife has got the consulting job, so I travel with her occasionally.
Finally, and probably most importantly, why should the citizens of Justin vote for you?
You've seen what they've done. I mean, it's very simple. They're going to continue to increase their budget. They're going to continue to increase your taxes. If that's what you like, if you like what you've seen from for this administration, by all means, vote for them. But if you want something different, then it's time to bring in new blood, and it's time that we slow this thing down a little bit and think a little bit harder on what we're going to do and what we're going to pay for what we're going to do.
Thank you. We'd like to thank Higher Grounds here in Justin for letting us use their space to record these interviews. The Justin Journal is committed to providing information for our community and does not endorse any candidate. Our goal is to simply give residents the opportunity